So we move to the next news video, and we start with an important update on NXT tomorrow, as NXT will house a loser leaves town tag team match between the Creed brothers and the Dyad, as Rip Fowler and I don't know why I can't remember. I can never remember his tag team partner's name. But the Grizzled Young Veterans, or the former Grizzled Young Veterans, are set to take hold against the Dyad. Wait, the Grizzled Young Veterans, the former Grizzled Young Veterans are set to collide with the Creed brothers in the first loser leaves town match in NXT that I can remember. Where it's not, if I lose, I leave. It's where whomever loses, leaves. So one team will definitely leave NXT, as it seems. But that's tomorrow, and I will update you on the next news video when that comes. But it's definitely going to shake up the NXT tag team division, as much like the women's division in WWE on the main roster, it is nice to see tag team feuds that do not necessarily revolve around the tag team titles. And that's what we've seen between the Creed brothers and the Dyad. I will be also given an update on the Iron Claw movie at some point during this news video. But first, we gotta slide over to Ronda Rousey and what happened at Money in the Bank with Ronda and Shayna Baszler, as Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler turned on each other. Specifically, Shayna turned on Ronda, and it left people wondering and pondering and asking questions, but in some cases not in a good way, because it left people wondering what the hell's going on, and why did Shayna Baszler turn on Ronda Rousey? And it seems like the reason is, honestly, because Shayna is, because Ronda is got a hard out date on her contract. And for those who may not understand what that means, let me explain. It means that Ronda has a day on her contract that she is going to be finished by. And it's not, oh, well, I can ask from... No, she's done by this day. That's it. She's done by this day, that's it. There's no questions asked. She's done. She has a hard out day, which means if creative is done or not, she is done. 100 times over, 60, there's no questions asked. She's finished. Once she hits that out date, she's done. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why they had to speed up the process, because according to Meltzer, the plan was to keep them as a tag team for longer and get to this eventually, maybe at WrestleMania, or maybe by next year's WrestleMania. But the fact of the matter is, with the current plan and with the problem being that Ronda has an out date on her contract, it basically forced WWE's hand to speed up the process of the feud and make it where it may not make sense for the feud to happen now, but WWE has no choice if they want to make this feud happen. And Ronda wanted to feud with Shayna Baszler, as the plan for them to become a tag team was to eventually go the route of having them feud. That was the plan all along, just not to have the feud happen this quick. But Ronda has a hard out date, and that means that, indeed, we could be seeing the end of Ronda Rousey's run in WWE, but if it benefits Shayna Baszler in the long run, I think a lot of people would not be against the idea of seeing Ronda done with World Wrestling Entertainment. Speaking of something that I think a lot of people would love to see finish, I think there's some detractors for the Bloodline storyline at this point, and that those people would love to see the end of the bloodline, and also would love to see a certain tribal chief finally finish his run at the top of the card. But that's not going to come anytime soon, as the main event of SummerSlam, or one of the top matches at SummerSlam, could be announced with our favorite tribal chief colliding with one of the Usos for the World Heavyweight Championship, or for the World Championship, as Roman Reigns collides with his potential SummerSlam opponent, the first person to pin Roman since 2019, that being Jey Uso, as Jey Uso was the one who got the victory over Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, at Money in the Bank in the tag team match, the Bloodline Civil War. Jey Uso defeated Roman and earned himself, and potentially, the match has not been announced yet, potentially, Jey Uso has earned himself the opportunity to fight his cousin once again, this time with fans in attendance, because the last time Roman and Jey fought, it was during the pandemic, during the Thunderdome, where there was no fans in attendance. But now it's going to be different, because they're going to be one of the marquee matches in Detroit for the World Championship. I would love to see it, and I think a lot of people would love to see it. Not that I think Jey will win, because honestly, I think even if Jey gets the title shot, Jey will not win, because Jey is not the one that should dethrone Roman. Cody is the one who should dethrone Roman. That is my opinion and the opinion of a lot of people, because Jey is not a proven commodity at the top of the card, and it will make a lot more people question what the hell's going on and why did Jey Uso win, as opposed to Jey Uso actually winning. But either way, I think that will likely be one of the marquee matches at SummerSlam. Speaking of Roman winning and keeping the title, or eventually dropping the title, does Cody mention this during the press conference at Money in the Bank? Does Cody winning the world title from Seth Rollins finish the story? And the answer to that question is no. Cody winning the world title does not finish the story, because the world title was not in existence. The world heavyweight title was not in existence when Dusty was around. The fact of the matter is, the title that matters to Roman Reigns, to Cody Rhodes, is the title around the waist of Roman Reigns. And that's it. That is the title that matters. That is the title that matters to Cody Rhodes, and that is the title that will complete the story. That is the title that will complete the story and finish the story for Cody, which has led to rumors that Cody could be the one challenging Roman Reigns for the championship at WrestleMania next year, which could be fitting. Considering the fact that you have Seth Rollins' championship, the World Heavyweight Championship, as a secondary title. So even if Cody gets the opportunity to fight Roman again, that does not mean that Cody has to win Royal Rumble. Somebody else could win Royal Rumble and challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Or, Seth is probably not going to be the champion at that point, but you get what I'm saying. Now we shift over to AEW for a quick glance at AEW, with Jade Cargill clearly taking a vacation after her long championship reign as TBS champion. When a fan asked if the former TBS champion is coming back anytime soon, she just bluntly said no. So, what happens next? Well, what happens next is AEW starts to build their women's division away from Jade Cargill, away from the previous regime, and with the new faces like Chris Statlander, Taya Valkyrie, Tony Storm, and others that are within the women's division right now. And Jade Cargill will likely come back down the road. I think it's possible that she may be gone until 2024, but that's just me, as she may be back sooner, but more than likely, she will not be back until 2024. That's just me. But when she does come back, she would have been gone long enough, in my opinion, to return as a babyface and be one of the top stars in AEW. But with that being said, that is it for the news. Oh, well, wait, I actually forgot one thing, and that is an update on Jerry the King Lawler, as Lawler is not progressing as well as the doctors expected. According to, I want to say Dutch Mantel and another, Bill Apter. According to Dutch and Bill Apter, Lawler is good, but it depends on the days when he's good and when he's not. The main thing that Dutch said, from what I remember, is that he does not believe Jerry Lawler will ever commentate on WWE programming again. And I think at this point, I think Lawler should stay out of the ring. I think Lawler should stay out of the booth and just retire. I'm not saying he can't make appearances. I'm not saying he shouldn't make appearances. I'm saying that as far as things are concerned, Lawler should just finally rest. Relax. He's earned it after all the years that he's done everything that he's done in professional wrestling. He deserves it. He's earned it. And I wish nothing but the best to the King, because if there's anybody that has earned the opportunity to rest and retire, it is Jerry Lawler. After all the years that he's worked his ass off for the professional wrestling business, he's earned it at this point. And I hope we see Lawler within the ranks of the wrestling world for years to come. Because, King, we love you and we hope that you stay healthy and stay with us for longer, for the foreseeable future. Wishing you nothing but the best, Jerry. But with that being said, I have one more video to get to, and that's an update on the Iron Claw movie, which we will get to in the next video.